Alright guys, welcome back to another recap. October 6th today. I believe this is the fourth day trading this month. So October... Yep, one, two, three, fourth day of October and locking in another day. I'm happy with the results, $500 on the day, but I gave a lot of profit back today. And looking back at my trades that I already did, I don't think I traded the best. I mean, SNTI made a very nice move today, went up several dollars, and I'm only up $255 on that stock. And that's kind of what this was right here, a loss on SNTI, this right here. And then at the end, I gave one, two, three, four red trades. So four red trades at the end, I had two decent ones, like 150 and then $100. And then at that point, I descaled to see if I could just get back $50 here, $100 here. And I took still two more red trades there of like $30 and $30. Um, and at that point, there was still possible trades out there, but after having four red trades back to back and coming off a high of $900 on the day, I decided to just call it. I mean, that's almost 50% of profits back. I don't have a certain rule of saying, hey, if I lose 50, I gotta stop. But almost 50% and four red trades in a row, I definitely had to call it and just keep my green day. But at least still $500 on the day, and that's pretty good profits for trading 2 hours. So I'm going to go over all of my trades right here. If you guys are new to the channel, I go over all of the trades that I've taken throughout the days. Most of these were during my live stream, so I do stream live every single day completely free right here on YouTube. If you want to catch my live streams, all you have to do is click that notification bell, and then you'll get alerted 15 minutes before market opens, because that's when I go live right here on YouTube or on tradecaster.com. Just cancel out the payment because it's free over there as well. Guys, if you want to be a part of my team, it is completely free. All you got to do is go down below and hit that Discord link and join the Discord. We talk about stocks before pre-market opens, and then I'll usually go live and stream, and that's where everybody goes. But then once I get off stream, everybody goes back to Discord and keeps chatting throughout the day, what stocks are good, what pivots we're looking at, and stuff like that. Enough rambling for me today. I'm going to go over Beat, which was my very first trade. Got up on it almost $400 on Beat. So let me go over Beat real quick. So on Beat was a kind of a usual trade, high of pre-market, quick scalp, bounce, and so that's exactly what I did. So pre-market on Beat is right here, 640. I think it was 644, not 645. So 644, very close. This one you had 650 right above. And then on the daily, you're kind of at all-time highs, because I think this one had a high of like 547. So Beat was at all-time highs. To me, it looked like blue sky water setup. I mean, if you get going, this thing can go another $1, $2, $3. So I had some confidence that this one might at least give me a 50-cent push, a dollar push, or something like that. Kind of tried breaking that 650 this morning. Kind of broke it, 655, put a new high, and then kind of flushed. But then it held it. It held it one candle, two candles, kind of low volume, so I'm surprised it held it. But that told me no sellers are in there. And then once that thing curls back up, the few that were on here at high of day, they might get squeezed right away. Looking to break pre-market high again. Take that pullback to pre-market high, 644. I took it pretty late, it looks like. I was looking for 644 dip. Looks like I got in 654. That is really late entry there. I didn't even realize how late of an entry that was. And then it started popping new highs here. Boom, 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 boom. I sold half of it real quick at a new high, so I had 2,500 shares left. And I was looking for this thing to pull away to 7. But the first high it made, it kind of stuffed and pulled back down. So I instantly locked in 1,500 shares left. And so I had 1,000 shares left, which I put at a stop loss. So I sold the 2,500 at 667, so a little bit over 10 cents of profit. And then I sold the 1,500, which looks like it's this right here, 946 and 544. At 554 here at 660, so still 5 cents of profit. And then I had my stop loss there right above break even, so 654, had a stop loss at 655, which ended up stopping me out and never went for a second leg. So I'm gonna have that stop loss there. I think this one tried coming back. No, it kind of held lows, held 547, which 547 is that previous daily level. And so if this keeps holding 547, I would not be surprised if Beat ends up giving us a trade tomorrow. The next trade is going to be PRVB. PRVB, I had a nice trade on this one. If it shows my my buys and sells. There we go. So this one, I mean, I think this one was just lacking a little bit of volume. The setup was there. If you look on the daily, we're past the 200 moving average and a pretty big gap up this morning. You know, that's a pretty big gap up, and we had kind of resistances here, there, and there, which we had already passed. And so this thing was looking for 650. I'm looking for the next whole dollar, half dollar number. And this thing popped up 644 as well. Wow, what a coincidence. I just talked about 644 on the other stock. So 644, volume increased on this push. So this is kind of, you know, I'm not looking at it. But when I see this and I see that right there, now I'm looking at this stock. Pulls back down one candle, pulls back down another candle. Less volume on those. So I'm like, you know, this thing might have one more attempt at 650. I punch in the button there, 1,500 shares there. 626 starts popping up a little bit, and I thought this one for sure was going to go for a new high here, 644, and then at least tap 650. But it didn't, so I got stopped out there. I think on this trade I was up close to $120, $30, and because I didn't close it all out and got stopped out, I think I made like 65 or 70. And then I came back here again, looking for that 650, waiting for this flag to play out, break out of it right here, kind of downtrend there, buy that retest, and then see if we get to move through 650. And this candle here, I mean, look at that volume compared to what it had earlier. That thing was looking good. So I was like, you know what? I'll take a small little dip trade and that push to 650. And again, it just couldn't do it. It couldn't do it. There was no buyers there. After that didn't work out, breaking that downtrend with that volume and didn't hold this first pullback. I was like, this thing is not gonna go today, and so I left it alone. Actually ended up fading away, kind of held some lows and came almost right back up to 650, which I hadn't noticed at all. But I mean, $11 on there. I gave back profit on that one. I gave back profit on here because I was trying to buy through here. I ended up stopping out a little bit lower. KITT, let me see what I do with KITT. Oh, KITT was this was a kind of a riskier play, I'm not going to lie. I think this was for the break of 7 on KITT. Yeah, so for the break on 7, on KITT, just kind of looking at it, when this thing popped up and halted, I was like, this is going to break all-time highs from yesterday. Not all-time highs like $13 right there on the daily. But 6.6, so it broke 6.6, halted, and then this thing resumed right there. And when this thing opened, it kind of pulled down and then came right back up and hovered. And it was hovering right under $7. And I mean, October has been pretty hot recently. We've seen stocks go one halt, 2 halts up, even 3 halts up, and then halt down after the third halt. So this was the first halt up, and $7 was right there. So when I saw this thing dip all the way down, recover, and hover there, at that point, I was like, you know what? I think break of 7 is coming. It is a very risky trade here, and so I only took 500 shares, you know, decreasing my share size a lot on a risky trade. I get the break of 7, and I think, I mean, you get a flash over $7. I sell and instantly flushes. So I did a good job on that one of just taking my profit out of there, getting a free 60 bucks, almost $55, and getting out of there. ATXG, actually, I'll talk about ATXG at last. SNTI, a lot of trades on SNTI, so this is going to be the big stock of today. Which, you know, looking back at it, I thought I did good. I thought I nailed some trades. You know, I only traded the first hour, 2 hours of this stock. First hour, left it alone, still made a nice move without me, and I gave a lot of profit back. So in this stock, the first trade I took was right here, 549. Now, a lot of people on my live stream were telling me, hey, why are you chasing this move? It's got 1 candle, 2 candles, 3 candles. You're buying the 4th green candle on the way up, and the 5-minute is pretty overextended. What was the reason for that? And my reason was right here. Look at the 5 minutes, right? So this thing had put in a new high of 549 2 days ago, and then kind of held sideways yesterday. So you get a good day to push, you get the second day to consolidate, and then you get a third day to push again. And so on that today pushing, we pop right up to 549, and at this one I'm looking for just a new high of day on the stock, break that high, the previous high, and it was at a $0.50 resistance, so I knew a lot more sellers could be in here, so I'm looking for a quick scalp. Now, again, it is a riskier trade. I'm buying the 4th green candle in a row, not a pullback, not a flag, and so, sorry. And so I still decreased my share size. You know, beat beginning of the day, I'm taking 5,000 shares in that trade. 5,000 shares on this trade here. This is the one I went over beat earlier. I took 5,000. That was a pretty aggressive trade on SNTI for a breakout trade later in the day and being considered a little bit more of a risky play. I only took 1,000 shares. But what I did good on this one was waiting it out. And I took 1,000 shares at 5, whatever this was, 544. I sold some 559, sold some 587, sold some 610. So I got 60, almost 70 cents of profit on some of those shares. That was a pretty good move. That move right there put me up 200 and something dollars, I think, because I only jumped in with 1,000. I don't know. It put me up maybe 300 on the day. I don't on this ticker. I don't remember. And then I came back and it was this trade here where now I'm looking for the break of 650, creating a new high here and looking for the break of 650. Yeah, it put me up $230 on this trade here. Small share size, but wrote it up pretty nice. So $230. I was looking at $600 on the day or $700 on the day already. And then this thing pops up. Volume just increases on this thing. Hits a new high of day, and it does kind of the same thing. You know, right at the $half. And this one I bought it high, and I got the breakout. And this one I was like, you know what? I'm gonna buy high, small again, even smaller, 500, half of my previous share size. And I'm looking for that $half breakout just to see if I get something like this again. And so I buy there, kind of dips a little bit, so I take another entry there, 500. So now I'm in 1,000, and just does not break that 650. It just went up to 650 or 649, tapped it, pulls back down, doesn't break 650, and then just kind of has a small pop. And I tell you guys this all the time: if you jump into a trade because a specific outcome that you're looking for, and that outcome doesn't happen, why stay in the trade? Cut it out, right? And so, I mean, I'm not back holding this to see if it pops up. Yeah, this next 2 or 3 candles could have popped up, and I could have gotten my money back, but it could have done this, and then I could have been back holding 1,000 shares from 6.3, 6.4 pretty much, down to $6. With 1,000 shares, that's $400 loss. So, you know what? I'll take my $200 loss there. And so I was up 230, and then after that trade, I was down to down to only being up $27 on this ticker here. So I gave back 200 there. And this trade right here is the one that is haunting me right now. I mean, this thing pulls down to 6. It pulls down slightly under 6. I take 1,500 shares down there. For one, I don't know why I only took 1,500 shares. I'm trying to scale up. I'm trying to get some big profits. This should have been the trade that I jump in 2,500 shares, 5,000 shares. So that's what's haunting me about it right now. First of all, that I didn't take a pretty big size. I didn't at all. And then two, I mean, I get in 1,500 shares right under 6, and I'm looking for 650. I sell most of it at 606, so barely 10 cents of profit. I sell a little bit more at 607, again 10 cents of profit. So now I'm only down to 500 shares. And at this point, I knew I was looking for 650. And then it starts popping up, and at this point I'm like, okay, you know what? Now I have only 500 shares. I don't want to sell until 650. So I get 650. I start selling up here. Actually, I sold a little bit early, 635, 641. Get the break of 650. Then I start selling 648, 641. I didn't even break. I didn't even sell above 650. I remember this one kind of spiked up and pulled down, and so I got a little sketched out, sold there. But right here, I mean, from $6 to 6.8, that's another 80-cent play that I was in with 1,500 shares, and I probably made back, you know, $200 here, maybe at the most. I got my money back from what I had lost, but I made $200 here. When this trade right here, if I would have taken this with 2,500 shares and been a little more patient, or taken this trade with 5,000 shares and been a little more patient, this trade right here would have, I mean, tripled my day. I mean, I sniped the bottom from 597 to 592. That's 5 cents off the low, and I'm looking at 80 cents of profit. And if I'm learned to be patient, I could have held some of those shares and still gotten up to, you know, $7, $7.50, $8, $8.50, $8.77. You know, I mean, I'm too quick to take my profits, and I'm still learning. You know, I'm still learning. There's always room for improvement, no matter how good you are or how bad you are of a day trader. There's always room to improve. So this thing pops up, and then one candle down, two candles down, three candles down, and I'm seeing this pull back and pull back and pull back, and I'm seeing volume decrease and decrease and decrease. And at that point, I'm buying a little bit higher, so I'm a little bit sketched out. So I jump back in with only 500 shares. I make a little bit and then jump in again 500 shares, and I think on this one I made a little bit more. So 659 to 668, another 10 cents there, and then took some shares up to 678, so 20 cents there. And then I was back up to being, I think, let me see, 684 to 672. So I was back up to being $400 on the day on this ticker right there. I think it was like 450 or 470 on this ticker. And then again, a stupid trade over here. I'm looking for the break of 7, looking for the break of 7. I take a pretty big ad here at 684, trying to get this candle to rip, trying to get a little pullback here. I take my ad there, 1,500 shares. Now I'm playing a bigger, riskier trade up here. I should have taken 1,500 down here and taken 500 there. I flipped them backwards. And I'm looking for $7. And on this play, I mean, this thing started kind of flushing on me. And the second it popped down, instant out. I'm looking for 7. 7 doesn't happen, so I'm cutting it out right there. And again, this thing could have popped up, yes, but in this scenario, it didn't, and it would have gone down all the way back down to 650. Several people were calling 650 all morning long, saying 650 support, and I honestly did not think 650 was going to hold this strong. I mean, it held once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, nasty flush, held 650, and then after that, it just put in another leg, and at this point, I just was not looking at SNTI. I came back and I saw it here. Well, I mean, I was still watching it, but I just didn't think this stock had another round in it. Why? Because I saw this flush and I saw this flush, and this was still choppy. So at this point, I was like, I don't want to trade this. And when this started opening up here, I saw this flush, and I just knew if I buy here, I've already given enough profits back that if I buy here, this thing is just going to flush on me, and now I'm really going to go back to break even on the day. So I let it go. I almost took some trades through this pullback here, and then I almost took some trades through the break of $8, which was all-time highs, or not all-time highs, a pretty big resistance on the daily. It was 801, but I let that one go as well. And after that last loss, I went down to 255 on the stock. So I went from being up 200 down to 20, back to 200, back to 400, almost 500, and then down to 200. So I gave back just on the stock like $400 of profit. That's a lot. That's a lot, and I'm only up 200. So iffy trading on my end. The good thing is momentum is back, so hopefully this continues and we can see more like this. And then the other one that was my other stupid trade was ATXG, and ATXG for some reason just sellers at $4 were strong. And it got me twice. So the first time, I might have rushed this trade here. I definitely rushed this trade here. I kind of saw that things were picking up, and for example on the SNTI, the first $50, the first $half breakout through 50 cents worked like a charm. I mean, I chased that one. I tried doing the same thing here, and so I tried chasing this for the break of 4 here. 1,000 shares, $3.95, right under 4, looking to get that break of $4. And that thing doesn't work out, so it starts pulling back down. I'm out. I'm not waiting for it, right? And so this thing pulls back down. I stop out, and I took about $150 loss right there. And so this was the loss that I went down from like being up. I think right here I was up. Oh frick! I was up 900 on the day. When I was up 400 on the stock right here. And then I took this loss and put me down to $700 on the day. And then I went back to ATXG and took another $150 loss on here and went back to being up $560 on the day. And that was these two trades right there. This one on SNTI, and then this one right here on ATXG right there. And at that point, I went from being up $900 to instantly being down to only $560. And at this point, I was very cautious. I think at this point, I actually ended up my stream. And I was like, you know what, guys, I'm giving too much profit back. I cannot stay in here and turn this into a break-even day. I've had a heck of a 4-day week so far. I mean, close to $3,000 profit on the week. And so, I think I'm just going to walk away and call it. So I did. I turned off the stream. I walked away. I came back, and, at this point, this is what I was telling people. Um, a beginner trader would have kept trading today and would have definitely gone back to break even or a red day for sure. A beginner trader. An experienced trader, a disciplined trader, does one of two things: walks away and takes $500 completely, or comes back and trades tiny size to get small profits back if he can. If not, he's out. And that's exactly what I did. So I walked away for a little bit. I came back. Being a disciplined trader, that's what makes you a successful trader. And so I take this step here. I think I lose for the break of 4 again on ATXG. I lose $30 there, and then I take a tops trade here, trying to get a small little bounce on this thing. This thing had 2 halts up, and trying to catch a bounce here, which, it looked like that's where it wanted to bounce. It pulls up, kind of starts pulling down, goes down to 9 EMA, trying to see if this thing wants to curl over 9 or retest 9. So I take an ad there and I lose $23 here. And so just like that, I was up $560 on the day and went down to $500. 2 small trades. Look at this share size, 100 shares. I'm not going for a Hail Mary trade to make $1,000 back, $500 back. I'm looking to just get $50, $100. Those things add up. And after those 2 trades, I was like, you know what, I'm done. I sat here and watched the market a little bit more. I saw this trade right here in front of my eyes happen clean, but I let it go. At that point, I was being disciplined and not taking it. But you know what? I could have tried it and made money, but I also could have tried this break of 4 again and gone burned a third time. Break of 4, no. Break of 4, no. Break of 4, no. Break of 4, no. Break of 4, yes. So I could have gotten my money back, but I could have gone even redder here and then been not emotionally stable to trade this one correctly and then lost money, especially because it wasn't really a healthy pullback. Kind of just ripped through 4. But that's it, guys. So a little bit of ranting on today's recap. I'm over 20 minutes, so hopefully you guys stayed all the way to the end for me. If you did, please hit the thumbs up on these videos, guys. Please leave a comment down below. Any questions you guys have, any suggestions to the YouTube channel you guys have, just let me know down below how I can help you guys. If you want to watch me trade live, then you know where to find me right here on YouTube 15 minutes before market open. Hit that notification bell or tradegaster.com, guys. Been a pretty good week. So today up 500, yesterday up 750, Tuesday up 660, and Monday up 700. So pretty good, solid 4 days. Hopefully I get another solid day tomorrow and I can look at a pretty decent week and an all green week to start October. With that being said, guys, I will see you guys tomorrow live trading or on tomorrow's recap. Y'all have a good rest of your day.